Got the master cylinder off. It's leaking out the back, so that shot came out pretty easy. Didn't have to, you know, break the lines or anything. I let them soak for a few days with some PB blaster, so I don't have any brake fluid, so I need to bench bleed that first. But look at this old Dorman part. It's for my column that's busted, so we'll see if I can get that on there, because you know, it's a little broke. She's a little worn out. Boop. So need to fix that. Okay, I got this booger off. I'd say it's a little worn, and you know, this, you know, I don't know if you can tell, it's right in here. But got the new one all hooked up. I even tested it out. It slides on there. There's a spring, a little plunger under the shift rod, and well, that was a booger getting back in. It's got two little screws that hold a washer down, but I think it's gonna work. I'll get it cleaned up, and I'm just gonna paint it black so it'll match the other black things in here, I guess. And we'll go from there. Got the steering column fixed. Now it's on to brakes. I'm gonna bleed. Oh, I got it on the floor. I'm gonna bench bleed this first, and then we'll see what we're dealing with the wheel pistons, cylinders, whatever you want to call them. All right, so I got the passenger side front wheel off, and I would go ahead and say that the pads are done. Starting to see the metal rivets or whatever those things are coming through. So yeah, put new shoes on it. While I'm in here, I might as well put new brake pistons on it. And it's got a nice groove, so guess we'll just go ahead and put new drums and bearings and all that good stuff. I kind of broke a chunk off, which wouldn't have hurt it, because this is the braking surface, but well, it's trash anyway. So moving on, get a good shot of this so I remember how it goes back together. And yeah, I'm sure the other side's just as bad. All right, so I'm trying to save the hub because it separates from the brake drum, supposedly. So I gotta press the studs out. The hub, I think, is in good shape. It's really expensive, so I think I can save the hub and then put new wheel studs and probably replace the inner bearing. But the outer bearing was a, you know, Timken, made in the USA. It looked good, so we'll see what happens. All right. Well, I got one out. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Actually came out pretty good. I thought it was gonna shoot out of there, but so I might as well put new ones in. And yeah, hopefully we can get that hub out of there too. All right, I got all the studs out, and sure enough, got this loose, sort of. Sure, that's a professional way to do it. There we go. So I just put it on the ground and smacked it. Kind of let it fall out the bottom. Yeah. Well, that saves me 367 bucks. This is on the driver's side. I may have found out why they had brake trouble. I think that stuff's supposed to be attached. So yeah, I got a broken spring. It's not too surprising, I guess. This drum's in better shape, but probably because the brakes weren't working. So I do have all the pieces, fortunately. It's got this little bracket and it has this cable and all sorts of fun stuff, but we'll get that fixed. Needs new shoes anyway. And I'm gonna replace these while we're in here. And the brake hoses. Got the backing plates all cleaned up. Not perfect, but you know, got the majority of the surface rust off. Gonna throw some like rust converting primer on there and some paint, might as well. I'm glad I ordered new brake cylinders. Those are crusty. This one was rock solid, so got those on the way. They're like 20 bucks a piece, so they're not horrible. But on to the next thing. Well, I'm waiting on brake parts to show up, so I started kind of vacuuming the car out, and then I got a wild itch to start cleaning the seat. Here's kind of the before. It's good in shape, still pliable. I've got this scrub brush and some vinyl cleaner. Look at the difference. The seat looks brand new. Yeah, I think you can tell the difference between the clean and the dirty. But that's gonna look real good. Got the new float and pickup sock for my original sending unit. Got these from Eckler's. Here's the part number there for the sending unit screen. It's 5/16, and then the float part number there. So hopefully that helps somebody out. They sell one for a slightly bigger tank because a lot of people end up putting the Mustang tanks in these, but there wasn't anything wrong with my tank. So, and maybe the other float would have worked, but I figure I'd stick with the original equipment. Took the back seat out. I'm gonna vacuum this up real quick. It's not too bad, but you know, got some leaves and junk, some boxes, but overall pretty good shape. Well, that's after a quick vacuum. I might pull them out and like power wash them, but I mean, for a vacuum, that's not bad. Well, since I'm pretty good at taking stuff apart, I think I'm gonna take my suspension apart, because there's a thing called a Shelby Arning drop where you re-drill the holes for your upper control arm. It drops them down an inch, which lowers the car and also improves handling. And I'm all about looks and function. So I'm gonna do that. Hopefully I don't forget where all the pieces go. All right, I got it all torn apart. Those 3 holes there, you only need the outside 2. Those are the ones that I'm dropping down an inch and then back 1/8 of an inch. Apparently Shelby and another guy named Arning came up with it for racing, and it drastically improves handling. Ford didn't want to do it because it cost too much, I guess, but they did it instead. I'll get that painted tomorrow, and then I don't know when that template's gonna show up. I could have made one, but time is money. Would have taken me a long time to make it, so it's gonna sit a little lower, and I'll probably cut half a coil off the or the coil spring. And I think my shocks are shot, as you can see. I don't think I should be able to pull up on that as easy and push down on it. So why not? New shocks too. Great. Back on the front end here. So got my new holes drilled using this template. It helps you drop it down an inch and back 1/8 of an inch. So we'll get that passenger side put back together. I might do the brakes on this side and then just wrap everything up and then do the other side, but we'll see. Well, I'm gonna cut a coil off this coil spring to bring her down a little bit in the nose. One coil. We'll find out if that was too much or not. Okay, I got the passenger side brakes put together, new shoes, new springs. And then I'm gonna paint the drums themselves real quick, clean them up with some brake cleaner. You know, because they're shiny and they're gonna rust, so I'll throw some paint on them. All right, so I did the Shelby drop on this, did the brakes, cut a coil out. There they are. And got the wheels back on, so I'm gonna lower it to see how low does it go. This will be my honest reaction. Uh-oh, it just keeps going. Just keeps going. Oh, that's not bad. That's nice. I think I can live with that. Alrighty, Macy helped me get the brakes bled. We're gonna go ahead and see if it goes into gear. Oh, look at that. We're moving. Now the brakes work good. Transmission is, might have a rod knock. I don't know. It's making a weird noise. Well, we're moving. It was really low on fluid. All right, so I'm working on transmission a little bit, and here's my vacuum shift modulator down there. I took the hose, I don't know if you can see this. That little guy down there in the bottom right. Took the hose off because it was broken. So I think that's why it didn't want to shift, because not getting any vacuum to that thing. Yeah, I got my new vacuum line. Fortunately, I had some laying around, so that should help. Well, I wanted to rule out all the easy stuff before I dig into a torque converter. It wants to launch, seems like, right away, so it's like the torque converter isn't converting the torque. Anyway, this looks suspect. It might have just been running on 5 cylinders, which would also make it run rough. So, and then once you speed up, you know, it kind of even out, or at least mask the symptoms. So let's try that. Well, I think I found my problem. That should be attached. So this valve is stuck. I got it loosened up. I don't know if it's bent or if it's just got some old gas on it and it was stuck, but push rod's bent. This one is also sticky a little bit, but I got it loosened up. Also bent push rod, so it was only running on 4 cylinders. That's why it was shaking so bad. That's gonna be a problem, but we'll work through it. Since I'm waiting on engine parts to show up from eBay, I got my new shocks installed on both sides. I got the mags off to the tire shop. They said that the tires should be in tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get those on maybe tomorrow night. It's the middle of the week. I don't get much done in the middle of the week because, you know, gotta work. So anyway, we'll get that stuff from eBay slapped on there shortly and see how it runs. Take a look at what I got today. Special delivery. Oh yeah. Actually really like these tires. They're a nice looking tire. Look at the skinny white walls on there. Get them cleaned up and they're gonna look real nice on that there car. Got the wheels on, and man, what a difference. Not great lighting in here, but went a little bit taller tire in the back. Oh, it looks cool. Got the skinny whites on there. It's just a neat little car. That's the one I replaced. That's the other one that was stuck. It's coming along like a sewing machine now. I think I fixed it. Well, I took the seat out. I got a little bit of a hole. You know, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. So, I don't know if I just make my own patch panel or buy one on CJ Pony Parts for 20 bucks. But the seat looks nice. And my wheels look nice, so you know. We'll seal that up so it doesn't get too much water in there. Well, I got this one put in. Put some beads in it. Shaped it a little bit with my shrinker because I put a 90-degree bend. Because I needed to weld it to something. So, it ain't pretty, but it's pretty sturdy. So I did the big one. There's that little one over there, but knock this one out. I'll seal it up with something and then put it back together. We can get that hole there cut out, put a new patch in before I finish that up and put some POR 15 down. I'll vacuum all this up and treat that with that paint too, just to kind of save on it. I'll probably put some sound deadener down too, but that's for later. All right, I got that one patched in. The big one over there. It's not perfect, but neither is the rest of the car. So we'll get it sealed up and solid and keep the water out. I'm waiting on some parts to show up for the floor, but I thought I'd use this lighting to show the difference between what I cleaned and what I didn't. Pretty amazing. So clean that side too. So I'm gonna clean this up while I got it out of the car, and I'm gonna get some new carpet in there. I'm gonna put some like kill mat sound deadener in before I do all that, and some seam sealer before that. So gonna get it sealed up pretty good. So I decided to soak the seat belts in some purple power degreaser. This was dark purple. 50-50 water and degreaser. That's pretty gross. I mean, who washes their seat belts, right? But they're looking a lot better. Way better. Alrighty, well, I had a couple of more stuck valves, but I'm pretty sure it was the gas. There was still some crud in the tank. It was like liquefying. I think it was making the valve stick, so I decided to put a new tank in. It wasn't too expensive. Got it from A1 Auto. But it's really nice. It's like E-coated or whatever. Bolted in there easy. Was able to reuse the old filler hose. And then I got my seam sealer in. Kind of covered up all my welds. Both sides there. And then yeah, we got a mess in the shop. Oh yeah, here's my seat belts after I soaked them in some degreaser. They're way better. Anyway, I got to get this valve cover back on. Got it all cleaned up, new gasket, so get that thrown on there and fire it up. Well, I gotta get gas first. Valve cover is in, torqued down, and got my sound deadener in. I like it to go all the same direction because I have OCD. But yeah, that'll tidy it up. Excited to keep moving. So here's my patch panel from underneath. Got a little of that POR 15, but that's good because it got through all the little pinholes. Got some seam seal around it. I'm gonna sand it and paint it. So my rear tires were rubbing a little bit, so I cut like a 1/4 inch off the lip, and then just kind of hammered and dollied. As you can see, it was this wide before, and then got it tucked up pretty good right there, so no more rubbing. As much as I really don't want to pull the glass out, I think I'm going to pull the glass out. I mean, the seal is pretty bad, but can't put the headliner in until we take the glass out front and back because it wraps around the pinch weld and glues in. So, hooray! I think the back window's actually worse. Yeah, we got. So, it'll be sealed up nice, but first, the molding, which will be fun. Well, I got them out. Got the pinch weld all cleaned up because we got to glue to that with the headliner. And then got the back window out and cleaned up. I think I found the VIN. It's kind of like a secret somewhere there. Anyway, extra spot for the VIN number to be. I'm gonna put some boom booms in that one and that one. And then there's my package tray. I'm gonna make a new one. Well, I ordered a new masonite, and then we'll cover that with some vinyl, whatever vinyl we're using on the door panels. And yeah, I got wind lace coming, so we'll get that in and we'll go from there. I decided I'm going to put a little paint on this bottom edge because water is going to go down. The top and the sides actually had plenty of original paint on them still, so there's some bare metal down here, and that's where the water is going to collect. So mask this off and put a little paint on there. All right, I got that painted, so that'll help seal it up. And while I was at it, I did the roof in the kill mat stuff, so you know, might as well. I just bought one box and that's pretty much all of it. Did that and then the roof, but it should help. Now it's actually solid. It sounded like this before. So I don't know, I guess that'll help. Alrighty, I got the rest of the carpet and the rubber matting out, the wind lace around the doors, and I think I might have caught this in time. It's not all the way through. Looks like just loose paint, but I'll clean that up a little bit over there and a little bit back there. But yeah, I think a little POR 15, and I think we saved it just in time. What else? That's about it. I'm gonna vacuum this up and get all the hair out of it, which is a weird thing to say, but a lot of hair in there. Well, I got the correct rear window gasket. I ordered the wrong front windshield gasket. Apparently it was for a 2-door hardtop. Anyway, so got this other little dinky part, but you know, it's the little things in life, you know. Alrighty, got the rest of the floor prepped POR 15 brushed on, and then I just did a seam sealer. Some of the old stuff was cracked, so removed the loose stuff, kind of resealed some of the old stuff, plugged some holes, and yeah, it's gonna work real nice. But yeah, I was able to save, you know, that's not gonna keep rusting anymore. That back there. The rest of it was in good shape, but I figured, why not paint all of it? You know, we're here. Well, here it is. Got the POR 15 down, all the sound deadener. Got my plugs back in where they go. And I got the windlace done. You gotta do that before you do the headliner. I got my carpet in today, but it's inside kind of laying out, relaxing. So yeah, it's a good color. Kind of a nice, you know, complementary sort of contrast. But that's gonna make it ride real nice. Well, things have escalated. I already took the Ford letters off, but you know what that means. Time for a little scuff and shoot. I was trying to polish this up or even knock it down, but all it's doing is like burning through. That's like 1500 grit. And it's making these swirls and stripes and stuff. So it's got a tarp stain and super orange feely. So I can get a good shot. Oh yeah. It's like a geographical map. Topographical even. So I already have the glass pulled out, which is the biggest pain when prepping to paint. Get the Falcon letters off of there. So I always do this to myself. I think, no, Andrew, I'm gonna leave it alone. And I'm like, but it's only a couple more steps to do it right. Well, famous last words. So I'm about to start sanding it. So can't say I didn't tell myself so, but it's gonna be pretty sweet. I'm gonna do a semi-gloss, the original, close to the original prairie bronze color.